A lot of offseason moves could possibly be made for the Patriots in the next couple of months, and there are two very, very hot topics right now in the NFL. It looks like Cooper Kupp and the Los Angeles Rams are breaking up, which is extremely unfortunate because I thought Kupp would, same as him, end his career in LA. But what about if he ended his career in New England? And then, of course, Myles Garrett, he wants to trade from the Cleveland Browns. Look, the Patriots better make a call, and if they do possibly have the chance to trade for Myles Garrett, they better give a lot up to obtain this once-in-a-lifetime talent. But let's talk about Cooper Kupp real quick, right? If you guys want to trade for Cooper Kupp, go on ahead and do one thing for me. Hit that like button. I know that Drake May needs a top talent at the pass-catching game to really develop his skills, and I know that Cooper Kupp's a little bit older in terms of NFL age, but I think he can do exactly that. Help Drake May become the next great quarterback in New England. So if you guys want Cooper Kupp in New England, hit that like button for me. Cooper Kupp did put out a very sentimental post on X talking about his departure from Los Angeles, but I really just want to talk about the first paragraph here. I was informed that the team will be seeking a trade immediately and will be working with me and my family to find the right place to continue competing for championships. I don't agree with the decision and always believed it was going to begin and end in LA. Cooper Kupp obviously has dealt with injuries the last couple of seasons, and because they now have Puka Nacua, they're really not needed for Kupp highlights anymore in LA. But you know who could? The New England Patriots. We do not have a top wide receiver in New England right now, and Cooper Kupp, despite his age, despite his injuries, is still a pretty damn good receiver. And when you look at what he's done over the last 4 years, yes, he may not be able to produce the 2,000-yard seasons anymore the same way he did back in 2021. But he's still, right now, if he was on the Patriots, would have the most receiving yards out of any Patriot on the team. Pop Douglas was our leading receiver, and he did not even reach 710 yards. He's still a top option to find him in the red zone, especially with a guy that does very well in creating separation. Well, I should say he struggled a little bit this year. But with a guy like Drake May and a little bit of the inconsistent patterns that we saw and a little bit of inaccuracy, to have a Cooper Kupp, a veteran route runner, could be key here for Drake May. And there are no top targets in New England. Even if Cooper Kupp isn't able to put up an 1,000-yard season the way that he did in prior years, he would still help develop Drake May in his pass throwing and pass catching abilities. And if you do have a guy like Cooper Kupp, if you were to go out and try to get a guy like Chris Godwin right now, he'd obviously be the top target. But there's nobody to kind of complement his game. If you go out and get a Amari Cooper, a Chris Godwin, a T. Higgins, now you've got a great number 2 in Cooper Kupp who has won a Super Bowl. But despite the injuries and the age and starting to get a little bit up there in terms of years playing the NFL, a lot of teams are going to be interested in Cooper Kupp. But there's one thing the Patriots have that these other teams don't, and that is the largest cap space in the league. The Chargers right now are the favorites. I think that'd be a little controversial going from one LA team to the other LA team, but hey, you'd be playing in the same stadium. Obviously, he wants to play with Justin Herbert. He'd want to play with Ladd McConkey, and, of course, Harbaugh. Maybe the Bills go pair up there with Josh Allen. The Steelers, the Broncos, the Raiders, which I found to be extremely confusing considering they don't even have a quarterback. What are you going to do with a top receiver in Cooper Kupp without your quarterback? Now, the Commanders, all right, that'd be a pretty good destination for Cooper Kupp. But the Patriots right now are the 7th favorite to land Cooper Kupp. So that's where you guys come in. The reason why we have this channel is I talk, you talk, and we talk about it. Should the Patriots trade for Cooper Kupp? Now that it looks like an immediate trade is happening for the Rams, could the Patriots be the destination? Type T for trade or type P for pass. You guys might want somebody else out there, but if you can secure Kupp for maybe a 4th-round pick, I think you do it. But what would it take to get Myles Garrett? That's the real question here, right? He's the talent that can be win now for New England. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. If you guys are looking to get tickets for Valentine's Day to any sporting event, concert, comedy show, please use GameTime. I use GameTime every single time I'm getting a ticket to any event that allows ticket upon entry. And even this past weekend, I had to work, because I put my job first. My parents were in town. And I didn't know what my parents should do while I was at work, so I went on ahead and got some tickets to the NHL Dallas Stars. Of course, we do live here in Texas, and it was fantastic. I used GameTime picks that allowed me to get the best deal, the best seats. That way I didn't have to spend time searching through thousands and thousands of tickets. I got 2 seats for a great price, under $100, and my parents were absolutely floored with how great the tickets were. And I said, well, I used GameTime. It was super easy. I knew I was going to get the lowest price guarantee. I knew that it was going to be all-in pricing, no surprise fees at checkout, and I even got to show them where they'd be sitting before I bought it to make sure they'd really like those seats with a nice little 180 panoramic view in the app. That way, they were satisfied, I was satisfied, and I knew they'd have a good time while I had to go do other things. However, when I want to go and enjoy myself, I am always down to buying tickets through GameTime, especially if you guys want to go see the Bruins play near you, the Boston Celtics, the New England Patriots later this year. The Red Sox season is starting up in the next couple of months. If you guys want to go on ahead and get started, all you have to do is download the GameTime app, use promo code CHATSPORTS. This will give you guys $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms apply. Again, use promo code CHATSPORTS. Once you create an account, that's going to get you $20 off your first time buying tickets while terms apply. Download GameTime today, because what time is it? It is game time. And for Myles Garrett, he wants his game time to be elsewhere. He did say that he wanted to be traded from the Cleveland Browns, which is a very surprising move. But when you read his statement, you understand that I think he's just ready for something new in the NFL, which just happens to a lot of teams. We know this firsthand from Tom Brady, wanting to go see if he can win a Super Bowl with another team, and guess what? He did. Over the weekend, Myles Garrett put this out here on X's statement, saying thank you to Browns Nation, thank you to Cleveland, and as a kid, all he's ever wanted to do is exactly this, play in the NFL. But as you can see that last sentence, he wants to win a Super Bowl. Here's the thing with that statement in the New England Patriots, right? We have the largest amount of cap space in the NFL this offseason, $130 million. So if you want to pay Myles Garrett, we've got cash. We are able to afford the contract and the extension that he would be looking for in his next franchise. But a Super Bowl is where I start to get a little lenient. That may be the only thing keeping Myles Garrett from looking at New England saying, this is the destination where I want to play. They can pay me, but am I going to come to New England and win a ring? Because when you have a talent like Myles Garrett, he is producing every single year. But he will turn 30 this year. So there is a tight window for Garrett to ultimately win a Super Bowl in his time in the NFL. As you guys can see here, the sacks continuously grow. 16, 14. The tackles are still leading the teams that he plays on. The tackle for losses, it is apparent he's a quarterback's worst nightmare. But look at the age. He keeps getting older. And I don't want Myles Garrett to have to fight Father Time. Yes, he can make money and maybe even set himself up post-NFL, But a Super Bowl is where Myles Garrett may go to another contender like the Buffalo Bills, like the Kansas City Chiefs, two teams that made it the championship this last season. And believe it or not, even though we can't afford him, in terms of cap space, we also have the draft capital to make a team like the Browns very happy. But I know for a fact they're not going to trade him unless Myles Garrett is okay with the destination. So, what it would cost to get Myles Garrett is a 2025 second-round pick, which means we have pick number 38. Or I have seen some reports out there saying, scratch all of this. Scratch 2026 first-round pick. Scratch 2025 second-round pick. What about trading him the 4th pick? Just the 4th pick this year in the first round. That means the Browns would have number 2 and number 4, which would be very, very spicy. Would you guys take this trade for Myles Garrett? Pretty much, it wouldn't be player for player. It would be draft picks. Would you trade draft capital for a 29-year-old Myles Garrett who keeps getting better year in and year out, but he is pushing Father Time? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know if you guys think Myles Garrett needs to come to New England. My overall take on Myles Garrett, I think that he is going to be the hottest trade target in this offseason. And unfortunately, New England only has money to give. We don't have a lot of talent to showcase Garrett saying, look, you can come play here with these types of guys. Yes, we have a whole new personnel. We've got Vrable, we've got Terrell Williams that maybe he would like to come and play for, but I'm not sure if this is going to be the destination this year. I think next offseason, this could be a very great place to come play. But you have to see what Vrable can do in his first year. And I don't know if Myles Garrett, who is gambling his career on trying to win a Super Bowl in the last couple of years, would want to play with a growing franchise like the Patriots. But who knows what Myles Garrett wants? I'm not him. You guys aren't him. But I know that you want him. So if you want Myles Garrett to come to New England, go on ahead and do one thing for me. Hit that like button on today's video. If you guys made it this far, clearly these are two trade targets you want to see in a Patriots uniform. Like the video for Cooper Kupp, like the video for Myles Garrett, and like the video for Nick Lopez, who produced his first video here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, and hit that sub button for me.